So everyone, welcome to episode 5 of Laqwanda's Larger Picture. Let's get into it. And so to understand the full context of this, you're going to have to, the original video is in the description box. So the young lady was basically saying how she felt like her generation is extremely reckless when it comes to pregnancies. She felt like, you know, that she was saying that we were living in a therapeutic era where people were talking about their childhood traumas. And she was like, where a lot of people grew up without any money, a lot of people grew up without money and didn't have connections to their parents, didn't feel love, felt neglected and things of that nature. And so she was like, she couldn't understand why so many people would be reckless in terms of what she felt would be reckless in terms of having children. Now, you can listen to that whole video and hear her points, but it was one point that caught my attention when she said that, you know, she felt like people were having what she identified as content babies. And it stuck with me, and I sat back and I was like, is parenting becoming something trendy for social media? Like, are people really thinking, okay, yes, I'm prepared to have a child, or are they thinking it would be cute to have a baby to raise on social media, show what my pregnancy is like on social media, and or, you know, and I was thinking about that because I myself don't know, but I think that is a question to ask, because, you know, whatever reason a person chooses to have a child is their reason, but it's like, are people really out here having babies, having children for social media purposes to exploit that aspect? And, you know, because babies will be born, and within, like, before the baby, right after the baby's born, the baby got a social media profile. And you're like, what? And I know there are some young creators and their pages are managed by their parents. And for that aspect, I am not looking at the position from that standpoint. I am looking at the position of people specifically deciding to have a child for social media content purposes. And I never thought about that being a realistic thing, but when you think about the things that people do for social media, you wonder, was this just the next step in the air is turning on to be a part of their branding? Like, having a baby is a part of their branding. And I thought that was a very interesting thing that I never really sat back to look and think about, that people may be having babies or having children for social media purposes. Interesting train of thought. Again, to have full context, you would need to watch the video. I've seen like these response videos where people went after certain families, because if you're on a certain side of YouTube, then you know what I'm talking about. And there's a family with a very large channel, and then there's all these other people that make videos and say they're exploiting their child and stuff. And I don't think in that terms that that's exploitation. I guess I'm tripping over my words here because it's just so mind-boggling to think that someone would intentionally think about, let me have a baby so I can put them on Instagram or create this TikTok or create TikToks. And I do believe, and I will say, I do believe that does happen in certain cases. I do believe that does. Do I think it's a lot of cases? I was like, maybe not, but I do have a feeling that that happens probably more than it should. But what do you think? Do you think people are having children for social media content? Let me know in the comments.